Breaking news, breaking news. Finally got some news. Week 6, after the Miami Dolphins lost, Frank Wright has decided he will be handing over the playbook. I got that plus more. Before I get into today's video, make sure y'all like and subscribe, but do me these two favors. I need y'all to continue subscribing. My second, continue to like the content. Give me that algorithm. I need y'all. Look, I speak the truth, don't hold nothing back. Your favorite content creator, he's capped. The majority of the time, he's fanned out. Look, before I get into today's video, I just want to drop two clips that'll clarify that David Tepper, up to this point, has been leading the Carolina Panthers in the wrong direction. So I'm gonna drop those right now.
Hello? Yes. I'm blessed. How are you?
Good. Very excited. I'm going to give you over to David Tepper.
For sure. I appreciate it.
Hey, Bryce.
How we doing?
How you doing? You remember in Arizona's Super Bowl when I told you we were going to pick a quarterback this year? We're not going to wait till next year?
Yes, I do remember that.
Remember that conversation? I wasn't kidding. I wasn't kidding. So you want to trade us some Sweet Home Alabama for some Sweet Carolina?
I can't wait.
All right, well, that was exciting, huh? I have nothing prepared, so if you guys just want to start firing away.
When did you first target?
You know, I think, really a couple years ago when our area scouts went through, Robert Haynes went through, they really liked him then. And then just over the last couple of years, the study of him was something that they really felt strongly about. When we met in February, there was just overwhelming conviction for him during our draft meetings. Coach actually had just gotten here at the time. He's in putting the staff together. He came in, he was a part of that. He heard it because we wanted him to hear how strongly these guys feel about him and what they know about him, kind of set the table for him so he can go do his evaluation with the staff. So we were a little bit further ahead. But throughout the process, he checked every box that we had. We tested him, we talked to him, we had dinner with him. And just every time we met with him, we felt more and more convicted. And we liked all the guys, but Bryce was a guy that we really felt strongly about.
Look, me personally, I don't get why a lot of the Carolina Panthers content creators is out here just spilling spoiled milk. I get you're upset, we're 0-6, but don't try to put your word above other content creators. Now, if they're lying, I would agree with you, but you're capping yourself. The reason why the Carolina Panthers is who they is today is because of David Tepper. Now, I hate when people are talking about it's some type of conspiracy. That's not what it is. It's right in your face. You're just not catching it as the videos drop. Tepper has came out and said he was watching Bryce Young for 2 years. If you're still in disbelief, that's you, man. I can't beat that in your head. But as far as trying to think that people are making excuses of us being 0-6, I just can't accept that. Now, if you're listening to the correct podcast, me and my crew, we don't cap. But when I watch yours, you pretty much in your feelings, or you just rambling. You're not talking about nothing. We tried telling y'all what's happening in our feelings so far as a Carolina Panthers fan. Me personally, I'll speak for myself. I walked out on the team for years due to my mental. A lot of us want to be fanned out. I've been working on myself. So for me to keep my sane intact, I have to knock out one negative part of what's bothering me, and that's stress over the Carolina Panthers. Now, I'm going to forever be a Carolina Panthers fan. I have a chest tattoo of the Panthers. I got that when I was like maybe 15, 16. I rock with them since. I was a Panthers fan when I was 13. A lot of y'all was rocking with the Panthers when we were established in 95, and that's cool. But you have to accept other fans' opinion. You can't be one-sided about this. So for me, heading to week 6, I'm not surprised. I'm not upset. But this season, I was trying to give it some hope due to the fact we went in free agency and we grabbed 2 security blankets, which is Adam Thielen and Hayden Hurts. I've been telling y'all them was 2 reliable targets. Look back at the tape. That's all you got to do. Now, if I had to grade this free agency in the draft, I was telling y'all, I would give it a C+. There was not much that we could do in free agency. Look at the players that we signed and that we cut. Teddy Bridgewater was on the payroll. You had Chosen was on the payroll. DJ on the payroll. CMC on the payroll. You have players that's not even on the team on the payroll. So we couldn't splurge the way we could in free agency. So I graded everything, even throughout the draft, I gave it a C+. Now, just because we're 0-6 doesn't change anything. I said this early on. I didn't want Bryce, and I'm not just saying this out of spite. I'm not calling him a bust as other fans do. But I didn't want Bryce. Bryce come with a lot of concerns. His weight and size. A lot of people say he couldn't take them hits. A lot of people say he couldn't run out the pockets. He's done both so far. I wasn't on board with this coaching staff. I have to see some change for me to want to jump on board with this coaching staff. Now, all y'all was calling me crazy. Majority of y'all was calling me crazy. But we all have a right to fan how we want to fan. I have seen nothing that this new coaching staff has done. Y'all would say Brown, y'all would say Deuce, y'all would say Frank had his way with the Eagles when they won it, but all that goes out the window. You coming into an organization that's been leading a pack of boys. Regardless of how y'all feel about Shaq Thomas, Brian Burns, Derrick Brown, Frankie Louisville, I could go down a list. At the same time, in the same breath, them guys matured themselves. Correct me if I'm wrong. Who was beside them as an OG of the team that brung them along? I'll wait. Tommy Tremble came out and said they just threw you a playbook and just threw you out there. Well, correct me where I'm wrong. Write it down in the comments. Y'all can't do it. So with this new coaching staff, I had question marks around it. I'm not sold. I won't be sold for something so petty. David Tepper tried selling us of hiring Frank Wright, which he scraped at the bottom of the barrel. He threw money at these boys to come to Carolina. But those two videos that I dropped earlier, hopefully that bring y'all some clarity and come and agree with other content creators and saying Tepper has his hand in the cookie jar. I'm not sure if Tepper, throwing you a little bit of money. Who knows what Tepper giving you? I look up to too many Carolina Panthers content creators to just see them blindsided by what Tepper has done so far. I even have my favorite wide receiver of all time, and the reason why I'm a Panthers fan, Steve Smith. It's not trying to put Tepper at fault when he's at fault. You can see it throughout every tape. Tepper has a handprint on what we are so far. That was a lot of ramble that I did. I told y'all I had the week 6 plus more. So get into week 6. It's a lot of positives. I'm not gonna bash on Bryce Young. I'm not gonna call him a bust. I'm not gonna shit on this man. The roster is not where it needs to be, regardless of us needing to change the playbook or fitting the roster towards him. But it was shit before he even came here. So let's not act like Bryce is doing worse or not set a standard when it was never an identity on offense to begin with. So a lot of y'all frustrations, I get it, early in the season. But at the same time, we have a rookie quarterback that we can build around. Now, no telling if he was a correct or wrong pick between the quarterbacks that came out, but I still stand on C.J. Stroud was my guy. Now, since we got Bryce, I'm going to rock with him. We have to get this roster fit for him. Now, it's a lot of fans that want to walk away from Bryce. We got to give him a chance regardless of how you feel. And I'm not ready to walk out on him. The positives that I took from Bryce versus the Miami Dolphins, I see some progress. He's coming along. Even though the routes that the receivers are running is fit towards him. I don't see Bryce being comfortable with throwing the ball 30 yards and being accurate yet. I don't know what to fit him when looking downfield 30 plus, what to fit him. A speed guy, separation. It's no telling what to fit Bryce right now. But right now, give that man his flowers. You see some progress. You see him going through his progressions. We were up 14-0. We walked away from our identity, which lost us the game. Miami wide receiver just went bananas on us. It is what it is. It was going to happen. You don't want to put too much hope in the Panthers due to the fact that we were 0-5 heading towards the Dolphins. But you can see some type of clarity that Bryce is coming along. A lot of fans want to talk about we have injuries is the reason why we're 0-6 and we don't have a fight. They didn't accept the fact that we're not a good team. Shout out to my buddy Wiley, but he indicates that we're a top 15 defense. Might be true, but at the end of the day, we're giving up 20 plus a game. You know what I mean? And they can't keep nobody under 20. So at some point, it don't matter if it's the offense or defense fault. We just suck this season. Bottom line. I don't understand why people want to bring up certain rankings throughout each side of the ball. We're not winning games to begin with, but it's some positive that you can take. Moving forward, it's a lot of people that has to go. Now, Chuba, I got to give him his flowers. He ran the ball hella good versus the Miami Dolphins, and he getting 4 yards a pop. We could have saved so much money not signing Miles Sanders. We could have spent that money on another pass rush to help Brian Burns. You know, we came into this season and a lot of us, we bit the apple with thinking that this new coach staff was gonna, you know, bring along this roster. I wasn't sold. You can't sell me on that. I need to see some progression. Tommy Tremble came out and stated Matt Rule he just threw him the playbook and y'all just go out there and play. It wasn't broken down to them properly. Didn't get them on board of, you know, helping them understanding the playbook and getting them in rhythm. It was none of that. And this coaching staff was sold on that. They were sold on so many things. I couldn't buy that rotten apple. I don't think Frank Reich needs to be fired. A lot of this staff is going to leave Carolina anyways. And I told y'all. Y'all told me, oh, this backup, they got a backup if they leave. That's cute. But at the same time, looking at week 6, y'all don't even want them to move up the ranks to begin with. So I don't know how to please y'all. I don't know how to please the Carolina Panthers fans. I'm not the guy to say I told you so. I just need to see some progress, some involvement. That's just where I'm at with it, man. And Adam Thielen, y'all got to get that man his flowers. He's our only reliable target. And y'all still down this man saying he's not our number one. He might be up there in age. He might not be our number one, but as of right now, he's our number one. Give me another receiver that's consistent throughout these weeks with Bryce Young, even if he being force-fed. Give me another receiver that's a safety blanket, that is getting a touchdown every game with Bryce Young. I'll wait. But with that being said, man, look, it's a journey. We're on a journey right now. It might be an ugly season, but I feel Tepper is coming along, that he has to step back. He has to take a step back. He has to let his coaching staff do what they are assigned to do. Don't do their job for them, David Tepper. Let them do their job. Take a step back. If Brian Burns not the answer, and y'all gonna use him for some picks to help Bryce Young and get him some weapons or whatever on offense, don't use that as an alibi. We have way more holes on this roster before trying to help out Bryce Young. But that's today's video, man. Write down below how y'all feeling. Is it too late that Frank Reich is handing over this playbook to Brown? What should we do moving forward? But with that being said, man, appreciate y'all for tuning in. Continue to like and subscribe. Catch y'all on the next one.